What's up, y'all? I'm back out here on the range, as you can see back behind me, on this old cloudy, foggy morning. Temps are supposed to climb back up to around 90 today and 80-something% humidity out here. It's going to be a swampy swamp. All those thunderstorms we've had for the last week has really got it wet out here. Luckily, though, one saving grace I've got, it's supposed to say pretty cloudy out here, so I'm really hoping that's the case, because if this sun comes out, it's going to be an absolute sauna out here. So I'm going to try to get this show on the road and get a few good tests done out here today. We're going to start things out with a little 380 versus 9 mil. So of course we got the jelly contraption out here ready to roll with a couple of chronos and 2 fresh blocks of gel. First test done in these, so you get a really nice clear picture of what happens. I've got my heavy clothing barrier up front, of course, with the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. And once again, we've got a little bit of 380 and 9 mil here in the Federal Punch. Now the 380 is 85 grain, the 9 mil is 124 grain. As far as ballistics, they're saying 1,000 on the 380, and I believe 1150 there. Yeah, 1150 on the 9 mil. Now I have tested both of these in the past. Reason I'm doing a retest is I've got different tools here I'm running them out of, and here recently these things have been on a pretty good deal all over the place, and I've had several people ask me to do a heads up test with these. I don't think I've ever put a 380 and 9 mil punch side by side, so should be pretty interesting. Now here's a look at both the cartridges. These actually are still the nickel plated ones now. The very most recent ones are not nickel plated anymore. I think you can still, they're mix and match just depending on where you get them from and what lot numbers you get. So these are the nickel plated. Both of them got the punch projectile. Now again, in the past, both of these have done pretty well. Nothing phenomenal, but for what you can get them for, they're a pretty good option if you ask me. Now as far as calling a straight up head-to-head winner here, there's really no contest. The 9 mils got basically 50% more weight, twice the energy, so performance wise the 9 mil walks away with it. But I just want to see these together in the same block so we can see what they look like. Now I'm gonna run both of these out of a couple of short barrels here. For the 380, we've got the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 with the 2.75 inch barrel, and then for the 9 I've got my Canik Mete MC9 with the 3.1 inch barrel. So we should get some pretty solid performance to start out the day from both of these. Let's get everything reset and see what they can do. All right, let's check out these velocities. I'm gonna get a 5-round average from each one, starting with the 380 first. Now you will see multiple velocity readings from this radar. Your large numbers right here at the muzzle, and then you've got 5 across the bottom. The first one there is set for 3 yards, which is roughly where the gel is here at 10 feet. And then the others are set for 10, 15, 25, and 50 yards. Now remember, the box is saying 1,000 on this. I did a quick glance back at the last test I did. I think it was out of the EZ maybe, and I had just shy of 900, so probably gonna see about the same right here. Be nice to see a little more, but I don't really expect it. And I forgot to put my ear pro on. I thought that sounded a little funny. Let me go grab my ear pro. All right, let's try that again. Definitely a little loud first thing this morning. 911, 876. That's more like what I was seeing on the previous test. 927 and 897, so definitely a little faster across the board this time. Let's check out the average. All right, so we had a 5-round average right there of 906 feet per second. Again, I'm pretty sure on the last test that I glanced at, we were a little under 900 average, so a little bit faster here. Now, we had one down to 875 or 876 or whatever that is, so that put our extreme spread up to 52 with a 20.6 standard deviation. So normally I'd be a little bit worried. I'm still a little bit iffy, but I'm pretty sure punch in 380 has done what it's supposed to do in the past, so pretty confident we'll see some good stuff. Let's get it reset and see what the 9 does. All right, let's see what this 9 mil does. Now looking back on it, the last time I tested it, I'm not sure what it was out of, but I was just shy of 1100. Now remember, the box is saying 1150, so maybe we'll see a little bit quicker on this right here today too. 1089. That's about the average I had. 1,063, 1,093, 1,086, and 1,098. So pretty much where I was, if I remember correctly, the last time. Let's check this average. All right, this is pretty much exactly what it was from the last time I tested it. We had a 5-round average of 1,086. Extreme spread was 35 with a 13.4 standard deviation. So 1,086, this punch projectile, I've seen it in the past. I know that's enough to get it to do what it's supposed to do. If you remember on the 380, it was 906. So you're talking about 180 feet per second difference. That's a very significant difference. And again, like I said at the beginning, if you're calling a winner here based on performance, it's really no contest. All that being said, I'm pretty confident that we're going to get some good performance from both of these in the gel. Let's get everything set up. Y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's sparring partners jelly time. We'll put one of each into the gel, starting with this 380 first. I feel pretty confident we're going to get some pretty standard performance from both of these rounds. Let's see what happens. All right, that should have been a nice one. Let me go check it out. All right, that one's looking pretty good down there. Pretty typical standard 380 performance. Nothing award winning, but looks like it would get the job done. Let's see what happens with this 9mm. Went a little bit low on that. Let me see if I can use that. All right, let's check out what we got down here. This one did go a little lower than I wanted, but it's still plenty fine, plenty out the bottom all the way. Both of these did about what I figured they would do. Both of them look like they did a perfectly acceptable job just for standard pressure 380 and 9. Up on the top, of course, that's the 380. You can see it comes in here. Nice disruption for a 380, basically all the way through its track here. Probably 4 inches short of the end of this first block, sitting down here backwards, so it tumbled somewhere. It does have some expansion, but definitely not full expansion. And then of course down here on the bottom, that's the 9mm. You can easily see the difference here as far as disruption size, just all the way through the track, the length of disruption, the length of penetration. This one is all the way out to 16 inches. I mean, it is exactly 16 inches touching the edge there. So more penetration, more energy, definitely more expansion. So again, it's really no contest if you're just saying 380 versus 9. The 9mm is going to take it every time, all else being equal. Well, let's see what kind of penetration we got on these things. The 380 is out to 13.5 inches. So that's actually really nice performance for just a standard pressure 380. And then down there on the bottom, again, obviously that's exactly 16 inches from the 9mm. So really, really nice so far from both of these. And here's your close-up look. We'll look at the 380 up there first. As you can see, again, nice disruption just for a standard pressure 380. Now again, it did turn around backwards somewhere, and you can see that caused it not to get full expansion. Dropping back down to the 9mm, we'll start here. Very, very nice energy transfer from that 9mm all the way through this block, and just barely touches the edge of that 16-inch block with some really nice looking expansion. And then here you are from above. Now from this angle, you can see a little bit more disruption from that 380. So it definitely matters how you look at it as far as how you want to interpret this here in the gel. And then that right there, there's no mistaking that. That is not full expansion. The 9mm on the other hand looks like it got some really nice expansion. All right, let's take us a look at these projectiles. Big, big difference right here. Obviously, this is the 380, this is the 9mm. As you can see, 380, definitely not full expansion. I would say that's probably due to a little bit of clogging and then it turning sideways and not getting that full expansion, because there was some dent on where there's a little piece right there you can see still stuck. The 9mm on the other hand, this one looks super, super nice. Very nice expansion from all of the pedals there, as you can see. You can see your P on the bottom. This 380 doesn't have a P. I can't remember if it did in the past or not. I'm guessing it didn't, but 9mm there, you can see very, very nice expansion with those pedals, and it started to drag the lead out with it. So once again, I mean, if you're comparing 380 versus 9mm in general, there's just no comparison really. But let's get us some numbers and see what that looks like. The 380 started at 85 grains. and it's actually at 85.2 grains, so nothing lost there. The 9 started at 124, and it's actually at 125.2, so definitely nothing lost from either one of those. And then for your sizes, we're obviously going to see a big difference here. Your 380 first, you got 387, and this direction you got some too. You got 475 there, so decent size even though you didn't get symmetrical expansion. And y'all know the deal with a standard pressure 380, it really doesn't matter. It's hard to get real even consistent expansion from pretty much anything. But then on your 9mm here, this should be a nice little expanded size here. You got 656 and 654, so really nice even expansion from your 9mm. And there you go, y'all, the Federal Punch in 380 and 9mm. Really what I expected to see here. Pretty much every time I've tested these in different barrel lengths against different stuff, they've been really consistent. This is about the same performance I've seen every time. Seems like last time with the 9, I did get a few more inches there, but I think it's just a matter of how it hits the cloth, how quickly it gets the cloth out of the way. So again, very nice performance for standard pressure from both of these rounds. And like I said at the beginning, the big benefit of these punch rounds is you can normally get some really good deals on them. I mean, I've seen them at several places at $9 a box. So at those kind of numbers, I mean, this is some pretty good performance if you ask me. All right, y'all, I think that's a pretty good way to start out this swampy day of testing. Not really much left to say about either one of these two rounds. Again, basically what I expected to see. The 380, I think it acted almost identical last time. The 9, again, it got a little more penetration, but virtually identical as far as velocity and energy, pretty much the same as far as the expansion. So from what I can see across the board in most calibers, with maybe a few exceptions, these punch rounds are some pretty good performers. But let me know what y'all think about it down in the comments. Any of y'all out there run punch in 380 or 9mm? Why do you run it? Is it because of the performance? Is it because of the really good deals you can get on them? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. Big thanks to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel. Got a couple more really good tests planned for out here today, so stay on the lookout for those. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.